Before we get into the interview, I also got to talk about two new things. We've got a new partnership with Lux Brand. So if you want to use the coupon code ChatChill in the description below, all the links to the website. I'm probably going to put something out as I'm talking, where you can something you can get. You can get watches, bags, shoes, handbags, shades, hats. It's top man without t-shirts basically. So go grab your stuff and have a good time. Another announcement. We're also now sponsored, we're in some sort of sponsorship with Crown and Beauty. If you want to get some teeth whitening, if you want to LVL lashes, if you want a tan, go grab that. Again, in a link in the description below. When I have some white teeth, mine are a bit yellowy, so I ain't going to show you nothing good right now. But you know I'm going to go get some of that white stuff. You know I'm going to be getting my whitening done right now, so don't watch that. Again, in the description below, go check it out. Well, everybody, welcome back to Chat and Chill. Hope you guys had a great New Year's and a great Christmas. Comment that in the section below what you guys got up to, what presents you got. If you want to know what I got, go on Instagram. Really, I ain't going to tell you that. But now on my left, you can see a very, very beautiful lady tonight. Now, Mum, don't get any ideas. I'm not bringing her home to you anytime soon. But you understand, my mum's the type of woman to be like, oh, that's a beautiful black girl. Hey, you can bring her home. Relax. We're not at that stage. We've got a beautiful girl. She's from a YouTube channel called Honey and Cocoa. She isn't just a YouTuber. You can also catch her at a couple of photo shoots as well. And she goes by the name of Elizabeth.
Hi.
So big shout out to Elizabeth. I guess we have to start with, for people who wouldn't know who you are, how would you describe yourself?
I think just fun, down to earth.
Oh.
I don't know, I'm quite random. I do like a good debate though. I do always say to people, I love a good debate. So that's one thing, I guess, for new people meeting me.
I guess for people, the stereotype is black people love to talk. So it's the perfect situation for you right now.
Yeah.
Probably why I picked the show.
Yeah, probably, So,
I actually want to talk about your YouTube channel.
okay.
It's fairly new.
Yeah, very.
What made you want to go into the whole YouTube scene?
So I guess like with my best friend, we just kind of decided that we wanted to just have fun and like show our friendship kind of thing, and just be ourselves and discuss, because we like to discuss, and we are still really trying to create it and find its like concrete grounding. So we're trying to figure that out, but we just wanted to kind of just have fun, enjoy our friendship, and capture it on telly or on the screen.
For people that are hopefully are going to watch this, I'm joking, but for people that are going to watch this, and if they want to subscribe to your channel, what can they expect? I mean, I know you've got like 3 videos, is that right now?
Yeah, 3 videos.
So in the future, what can they expect from your channel if they wish to go subscribe?
Subscribe and find out.
Yay!
I like that teaser.
Really, we're going to tell you. Just
Subscribe, link it down below though.
Is it correct for me to say you're Nigerian?
No!
Wasn't that a video about Nigerians?
It was Ghana versus Nigerian.
Oh, so your friend's Ghanaian?
She's Nigerian, I'm Ghanaian.
Oh, like...
Yeah, I'm definitely Ghanaian the last time I checked.
I get told I'm Ghanaian. I'm from Uganda.
Really?
I would never be told I'm Ugandan. Was that like Nigeria? No. Ghana? No. And then like Zambia, and I'd be like, yo, you're not taking that.
Oh my gosh, no way.
I get Kenya more than I get Uganda.
Really? Yeah. See, I don't know a lot of Ugandans at all.
Yeah, we aren't about.
I think there's more Ghanaians and Nigerians. That's probably why people just think the go-to is like.
And also in terms of like success, there's a lot more Nigerians than Ghanaians. Like if you talk music, acting, a lot of them tend to be Nigerians and Ghanaians.
Music, yeah.
So it's basically when you hear a black person, oh, what, Ghanaian? Okay, cool, Nigerian. Oh, okay, I'm stuck.
All this, all that, all nothing.
Yeah, like what other countries are there?
Trust me.
Yeah.
So do you do like modelling and stuff as well?
No. Definitely not.
So like, I was on your Instagram, obviously got a pre before you did it. pretty much. And I'm seeing.
Should we free it?
I was seeing like 1 of 4, like it was like sort of group. Like,
yeah.
What's that group? I really want to know what it was.
Oh my gosh, you dug really deep.
I was trying to find pictures, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little banter we have, like the 4 of us, like our friendship group. Yeah, there's 4 of us females, and so we just say like we're a girl band, but like a friendship band.
As well, yeah.
No! Oh my god, you can get away with anything on Instagram, so I guess I could be. No,
yeah,
definitely.
Really? I was like, yo, let me go click on. Oh, she's private, alright, cool.
Oh, she's private, cool.
Yeah, because I wanted to know questions, isn't it? Like, this is a question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was definitely trying to figure out, okay, cool, she's a girl. Okay.
I'm definitely not a musician. I mean, I sing for jokes, like in the shower and stuff like that. In the shower.
Is it good?
Maybe. In the shower. It's good shower-worthy content. I'll put it like that. But yeah, we're definitely not a real...
Don't worry guys, singing Side for Future Elizabeth coming real soon.
Yeah guys, watch out, I'll tell you me out there.
SBTV, where you at now?
Definitely.
Obviously because you do YouTube, you're basically kind of showing off almost presenting skills or hosting skills. Is that something in the future you will go into? Or?
I definitely wouldn't limit myself to saying like, oh, this is the only avenue that I want. Obviously I know the professional avenue I want to go down, but I don't really know the leisurely avenue. I feel like leisurely wise, my sights are open to like whatever I'm good at, just figuring out what I like, what I'm good at, what I enjoy. Yes, I wouldn't say I'm closed off to that, no.
Yeah, Mark, you're very well spoken.
Thanks.
English is very... Right, I'll be honest with you. I get a lot of people and it's like, yo, why girls as well, they're like, what are you saying, G? And I'm like, I'm supposed to spike you or hug you right now?
I feel like everyone expects me to speak like that. Like, to be like... I'm not going to try because I'm going to sound ridiculous. But like, to be like, you know, yo, like, what's Whitening, I guess? I don't know. I just can't do it.
Oh, okay, just sing your English. Yeah. I tried, guys.
That's like me.
Good try, guys.
I won't be acting anytime soon. Thank you, girls.
That is hilarious. Oh my days. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
It's really bad.
I guess on this note, we'll go into a little break. Don't forget, do subscribe to Honey and Coco. The link's in the description below. Do follow her on Instagram. Wait, you want to tell me what your Instagram is?
Elizabeth Apoku. Can we link it below?
Yeah. In the description below. Everything you need to know is in the description below. And then you'll get mine and Jericho stuff at the end. You already know how it goes. So see you guys in a second.
This one's serious right now. God's staring at us right now. There's no stopping us right now. Energy on Super Saiyan, oh wow. Yeah, kinda crazy. Shout out to the 2 people that made me. I'm a girl, I don't want no baby. Yeah, kinda crazy. Life can go many ways, better choose your path.
Anyway, so if you guys enjoyed the ads, let me know in the comment section below. I think it's a song. I don't know what this ad is yet, but it's going to be something. Comment section below what you think of that ad. If it is a track, go buy it now. Anyways, we're going to go into the topic to do with gun and knife crime. Now, if you didn't know, gun and knife crime has been a problem in the UK, especially London, for a very, 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 very long time. We can date back to 5-6 years ago when it was at its peakest of gun and knife crime. Obviously, it's not as bad now, but it went down and now it's back on the rise again. I'm going to give you guys some statistics of that. Now, there's been 42% rise in gun crime, sorry, and there's been a 24% rise in knife crime. Now, in terms of like, compared to last year, yeah. Now, I'm going to give you a little little figures on basically how many knife crimes been going around. It was 12,074 cases of a knife crime alone just last year. Now, if you want to put that into perspective on the 42%, double it, 24,000. Anyways, I guess what we want to talk about is how can we tackle this situation, and is it something that will ever, get better? Should I say, in terms of these figures, because it's always like this. And I think now, especially if you want to look at it as a whole, hip hop was the #1 thing this year. And it's all to do with drugs, lean. So hip hop now is really popular. Think back to 10 years ago, the amount of I hate using color, but the amount of white people now that mess with hip hop, to them, totally increased. Yeah. I mean, now everyone listens to hip hop. If you go to the Billboard 100s, there was more hip hop tracks for the first time than any other genre. Also, in the album of the year, there's no other genre but hip hop. In album of the year. So in terms of like the promotion of the street life is very high, and then all of these younger kids now are clearly on it because now everything's just raising. It was all going down, and this year everything just shot up. I mean, 42% of a gun crime, that's almost half, that's a high figure. So I guess what I want to talk about is how do we kind of tackle that situation?
I think it's a bit, it would be naive to say, like, this plus this equals why there's knife and gun crime. Yeah. I do feel like there are quite a lot of mitigating factors that are contributing to the rise. I think to pick on music, it's just a strand.
Well, it's a small
strand. It's definitely a strand that I think paints the bigger picture, because when you look at other things like games, Call of Duty, when you think about movies and how accessible it is nowadays for younger generation to get onto websites that aren't legal, to get onto those websites and stream and download movies that are above their age range and things like that. It's just so easily accessible. And I feel like that plays a major part in obviously why there is a rise. And if we think about all those different violence avenues, such as like coming from music or coming from games or TV or anything like that, you can't really blame the youth for becoming desensitized. Exactly. And I feel like when you make someone desensitized to crime, they're more likely to perhaps partake in it, because they'll think, oh, it's fine, it's normal, like everyone's kind of doing it, it's everywhere around me, so who am I to break the mold? I'll just carry on and I'll be a part of that.
Don't you think, like, for me it's crazy, because when I think back to when I was in school, thank you, Laura, when I think back to when I was in school, being sort of like the hard nut was basically it. Like, you was the guy. So even from primary school, as soon as you was like the strongest kid, yada yada yada, everybody wanted to be you.
Yeah.
So where do you think that comes from? Do you think that comes from social media, music? Because even if you look at social media, you got things like World Star Hip Hop. All they do is promote some random fight on the street. Well, pretty much every source on social media promotes that nowadays anyway.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, everything is so accessible that people can copy everything that's happening. So for them, everything is normal. And that's why they just follow what's happening.
The cool trend, and they just want to be in and follow everyone and things like that. And I think it's hard to kind of like break them away from that when it's so like it's everywhere. Like, it would be stupid to say like, oh, we're not aware of how easy it is for children to access crime, like violence and negativity.
I was having a conversation with a guy, actually. I'm not going to say his name because it's going to sound bad. He said it's the female's fault that is the way it is, because the girls are the ones
that go for everything.
The bad boys. Because when he said it to me, I looked at it and I was like, wow, for real. Well, I'm listening to his answer and he goes, if every girl wasn't falling in love with a bad boy, would you want to be a bad boy? And I stood there like, when I think back to when I was in school, I mean, I wasn't acting acting cool for girls. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But girls liked it. So it was, you tend to do things to look so that a girl thinks you're cool. And but I don't know if I'll blame her.
Give me a good boy any day over a bad boy. I'm sorry. All that comes with it, what?
But that's when you get older.
Okay, yeah.
In secondary school, primary school.
But primary school, why are you even thinking of getting a boy?
Yeah.
Or why are you even thinking of getting a boy? We should be focusing on the studies and playing in the garden.
Really wants to go to school on the 14th of February and say, I ain't got no flowers.
Oh!
Facts!
Oh shit, oh yeah.
You know it's peak on Valentine's Day where everybody's like, oh, there's some flowers, there's some chocolate. You're just there like, I got to beat myself in that.
Wow.
But I guess that comes a lot also to do with, how do I say this, like, you just have to be you. You don't have to be someone else to make other person happy, do you know what I mean? Or to make other people happy. And that comes a lot with self-esteem. So if you're happy with yourself, you don't have to be making these girls happy, as he was saying. Like, you can't blame someone when it's your own fault.
I think it's easy to be like, oh yeah, it's females' fault because, you know, they want a bad boy. But I think if we really get down to the roots of it, it's, okay, let's look at their family structures. Are they from a single parent family? Do they have a positive, immediate male figure in their lives? These are the kinds of questions that you need to ask, not, oh yeah, who's going to fancy him. It's more about like where he's craving the love from, what he needs and what he's missing in his life, maybe. And I feel like obviously where there is maybe what was I going to say? Yeah, where there's single parent families, it is easier for people to be like, okay, that person is from a single parent family, therefore they didn't have enough love, therefore
it's okay.
It's fine.
So let me ask you guys this. Let's say you're dating a bad boy or a guy that's in the streets.
Define what you mean by in the streets, like selling drugs.
Well,
about the knife.
You don't have to be part of a gang to stab someone anymore. Like, that's not even a thing. You can just be a guy on the street and stab someone. So just a guy from the street that's about it, should I say?
Okay.
Like if he says he's gonna kill you, he'll probably kill you. Let's say you are dating. Do you think you can have a real relationship with that person?
No.
No, because you'll never trust that person.
So then why are they so
not even that, but it's just like a waste.
And it's also like how he was blaming the girls. A lot of girls, they change so much to be cool for the guys.
Yeah, but he was just sorry, man. No offense. I know he's gonna see this. He was pretty sorry when he said that though. But I'm just like, why are those people so cool? I
don't think they're cool. I think they're cool to a certain like group of people because like you like. For example, you saying, like, would I perhaps date someone that's about it? Or, like, for me, that's the furthest thing from what I want in my life. But that's because I know what I want in my life. Maybe if it's someone that's easily influenced.
That's why I come with self-esteem. Like, if you feel good with yourself, you don't have to be making other people happy. Do you know what I mean?
And you're not just going to easily, like, okay, fair enough, I know, like, not all, like, road people are bad. Like, obviously, road people have good hearts and they could be nice people and things like that. So maybe the girl may fall in love with the good heart.
Exactly, that good heart. Yeah. If he really loves her as well,
he'll change.
He will change. Like, because let's not make this in a thing of, oh yeah, he's going to change because he's with her. No, she's trying to make him a better person in the sense of you should stop doing this because it's not good for you. It's not giving you any good things in your life. So she would, because she fell in love with the good part of him, then she will try and make him as a whole a good person.
Have you ever seen the film I'm in Love with a Church Girl?
No.
That's a good one. I recommend it. Yeah, because he's a bad boy and she's like obviously a church girl. The title gives it away. But yeah, that's a good one to like truly depict this because I do feel like regardless of if the girl's a good girl or like a horrible girl, if a guy wants to change, he has to change for himself,
Exactly.
otherwise it's not going to stick.
Exactly.
So it's easy for the guy to say, yeah, he blames females because females always want a bad guy. Which females are you meeting? Because it's not me.
Exactly.
Like, that's not on my list.
And it's always easy to blame someone than actually blame themselves.
Yeah.
But he's not actually a hood, right? He basically thinks he doesn't get girls because every girl he goes for prefers something that's hard.
Well, but probably because he doesn't go
He's
for the
looking
right
in the wrong
girl.
places,
Exactly.
yeah.
What if he stops looking and then actually a girl comes up to him?
Maybe he's looking for the type of girls that want road men, but then they shouldn't be on his list either, because he should be going for ones that want a good person.
Well, maybe
that's
he's
not about it.
looking at half-naked girls.
No, but
that's what you see nowadays, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's easy to fall in love on Instagram.
Yeah, I
But then when it
guess.
comes to see them in reality, you're like, okay, where is that lighting that was in your side? You know what I mean?
Facts.
Then where is the highlight there? Or where,
Like,
you're not gonna see that.
Really? You couldn't date a girl with Instagram?
I haven't met anyone off DMs. I've met them.
Oh, I thought you meant like if the girl had Instagram, you wouldn't date them. I was like, what?
I haven't like gone on Instagram, slid in deep, or gone on Tinder, slid it. Well, it's not sliding in, I think you just swipe right. But I haven't met anyone off these sites. I mean, I had one girl on Tinder like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. Don't talk about it. But like, this is not me. I find that awkward. I prefer
Really?
to just, yeah.
I feel like we live in the 21st century now. There's multiple avenues to meet people, so just go, like, however you meet someone that makes you happy, go for it. Like, don't limit yourself.
Exactly, and try to see the good side of the person. It's not all about the looks.
Yeah, definitely
100%,
not.
100%. So
we went a bit off topic there.
well, not really, because it's all basically into one. Because I'm still thinking, obviously, hip hop being number one. Don't you think that's gonna have a rise in the popularity of being a bad boy? Because 21 Savage, all he talks about is shooting. You got Soulja Boy, if you remember, he famously a couple of months ago went at Chris Brown and had a Draco on camera on live Instagram saying he's gonna shoot him. Like, come on, like,
I don't know.
these are the rappers that all the young kids idolize.
And I definitely do think it has an impact on their mind. Because, for example, I use myself. Before, this is going to sound so whack, but I only used to listen to Jason Derulo. Like, literally, that was the be all and end all of like my music list. Like, literally, I still love him. Don't get it twisted. But like, obviously I've broadened my horizons now. And I found that when I started to dibble and dabble into like other genres that I would say were a lot more, not violent, but a lot more like aggressive, I would find that after I'd been listening to like songs like that, I'd feel really like, ugh, like I can't explain it, but I'd feel really angry after. And I'd have all this like inside me that I just didn't know what to do with. And when I recognised that in myself, I was like, oh my gosh, and I've not been listening to it for that long. Let me change what I'm listening to again and see if it has an impact. And I realised that like music played a major influence on how I was feeling and my emotions. So I do feel like it's like they say, if you surround yourself with positivity, you will be positive. Whereas if you're surrounding yourself and all you're listening to and all that's being injected into your brain is negativity, gang crime, violence, shouting at people, if I walk down the street I'll shoot this person, you're going to transpire that to yours.
Mix that with actually what's happening in your life. Let's say like you have family problems. If you mix that with family problems, you get outside, someone says something to you, you already have all that anger inside of you. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Not everyone is able to control that. So
not everyone is able to realise that music and reality are two completely different things. And I feel like that's one of the major problems with the youth nowadays, is that they're not able to recognise that, okay, this is reality, this is what life is, this is what life means, and this is what you're seeing on TV, music, etc., etc. They're not able to distinguish that there is a difference between virtual reality and reality itself.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's a major problem.
I'm just trying to figure out, so who's our idols?
Who's what?
Let's look at it from
what's
black,
available.
Asian, I mean the stereotype, I'm saying the black, Asian, and all of that. Who's our idol? Because I can name you 10 of them that everybody will idolize, and not one of them are positive. I mean, okay, people will say Stormzy's positive, but Stormzy wasn't positive 10 years ago. No, but this is the thing, like, Stormzy wasn't positive 10 years ago. He's positive now because he's in the limelight, which is cool. He's not making that kind of music anymore, anyway. But like, is Stormzy positive now because he's changed his lyrics and he's dated Maya Jama? Or I mean, cause I want to understand who do we idolize? Because if you go back to Stormzy's back in the day music, he was talking about the street life, shooting, yada yada yada. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
Now it's positive, but is he positive? Is he now an idol? When you say Stormzy, you can idolize Stormzy?
I feel like you're speaking to a biased person because I love Stormzy.
No, I like Stormzy. I like Stormzy. I'm not really into grime, but I like Stormzy.
I was never into grime. I never ever used to listen to grime, and then I heard Stormzy, and I was like, yeah, Stormzy, every single song. Like, that's it.
No, because he's doing well. But what I'm trying to understand is, like,
do people change and become positive because they have?
Well, he's the only one in the UK, I would say, is fairly positive. You say Captain Colonel is positive?
I suppose.
Would you?
I don't know. I don't listen to them personally, but so I wouldn't be able to.
The only reason I'm saying this because, and you know what? Going back to us talking to my friend about blaming girls and stuff, like, men trash females in all their lyrics. Like, listen, hard music. Ain't gonna lie, I still listen to it. But I mean, like, I'll be chilling, you know. I'll be hearing some of the lyrics that girls be singing, and men of men. I'll be like, yo, it's something good. But in my head, I'm always thinking to myself, you know, he basically said he's a hoe to slap you on the bed, put a pill on his cup, get you wasted, take you back home, basically rape you, and you're feeling that lyric.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Doesn't females play a role in this whole scenario as well? Whereas they're very accepting of how this so-called bad boys.
I think it's easier for females to accept.
You got something to say?
I feel like in society in general, it's become like they feel like females should be a lot more accepting of things, and males just aren't as accepting of certain, like, so for example, if a male was to sing those lyrics, it would, like, people would be like, what the fuck, but they'd sing along. But if it was a woman being like, I don't know, men are horrible, this, that and the others,
saying all the crap about
saying all the crap, then it would be like, what? Like, how's she gonna speak like that about a man? Like, I feel like it's less accepted. Men get away with shit, that's what I'm basically saying. Men get away with a lot more shit than females do, and that's obviously not right.
Well, that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
You like you're about to start screaming or something.
There's I think nowadays women are so, in lyrics, they're so like putting down in the sense of like calling them hoes, and like, for me, that's, as a woman, that's very disrespectful.
100%.
And they categorize it as a whole thing. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not into that. It's just not. I just find it very, very disrespectful, and it's not my type of thing. But it's something, I can't do anything about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's something about the power as well. We don't have that power to go there and be like, oh yeah, I want to sue them because they talking shit about women. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can't do anything about it. We just have to ignore it and let it pass. And then men, they're just chilling about it because they're like, oh yeah, because there's actually women that do that. So it's, I don't know, it's a topic that it's very delicate, I would say.
Yeah, I do think to obviously get things moving or to get things to change, obviously it does start with just one person and then another person. So I do feel like obviously if it was something that like really was wanted to be changed, that it would need to start from somewhere. Obviously we can't ignore it forever. But I do definitely feel like, you know, this obviously ties in with whether there's, you know, gender equality in London, you know? Is there equality with, like, how women are treated as opposed to how men are treated?
Without sounding cliche, I think there a very long time before men and females will be equal.
Do you think?
I'm always for it. Like, in previous episodes, you guys already know, I back girls to the fullest, but... Well, that's probably because I live with my mother and my sister. My life it was all based on full woman anyway.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't there, my mom would beat my ass.
Yeah.
But it's like men just don't want to have that equal stand, and I think from the music, from a lot of the movies as well, it's pretty obvious that they're promoting that men are here and women are sheep. It's bad as it sounds.
It's sad.
It's the way.
But they promote it in a negative way. They're promoting it in the wrong way.
Yeah, but
it shouldn't be promoted like that
the
because they
girls
put in.
are accepting it.
Yeah, but
that's the biggest. That's the
yeah.
biggest
But for
problem.
example, I don't want to accept it. But what can I do about it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I accept it. I just can't do anything about it because I don't have that power to do anything about it. So I just have to ignore it.
Yeah.
I think obviously with the, I don't know if you know about the stats that are going to come out about gender gap in pay and like.
I think I've heard.
I think that will probably highlight a lot more what's going on.
I'll give you one statistic. I've done this episode. They were both presenters on BBC. One was on 1 million, which is a man, and the woman was on 100k. Same position, same.
This one's serious right now. God's staring us right now. There's no stopping us right now. Energy on Super Saiyan, oh wow. This one's serious right now. God's staring us right now. There's no stopping us right now. Energy on Super Saiyan, oh wow.